Today I want to talk about Nikola. Nikola stock, NKLA, down nearly 30% today. Honestly, could it get any worse for this quote automaker? I don't think so. Why did the stock drop today? Let's talk about it. Let's just backtrack a little bit. So Nikola Motors is an EV company that went public this year. Everybody had very high hopes for it. Back in July and August when the stock price spiked, it was set to rival Tesla, be the next big thing in the EV market. Honestly, personally, I think that it was the only reason why anybody gave it attention was because it was a clever play on the name Nikola Tesla. But that's just my opinion. So in September, Nikola signed a deal with GM, General Motors, essentially required GM to build their Nikola Badger, which is their pickup truck that emitted zero emissions using hydrogen or electric battery technology to propel it. So the company released one of those too good to be true videos about the Badger and its insane specs. It could be found online if you want to laugh. It might also make you cry, honestly. It's pretty sad. But anyway, although Nikola only released the promo video and the loudmouth CEO Trevor Milton, who would essentially parade around and just speak bullshit on all the TV networks, Nikola claimed that they were ready to produce the vehicle and that it was going to be amazing and it was going to rival Tesla, and Tesla had no chance and all the garbage. So GM apparently thought that it was a good idea to partner up and build a hypothetical truck, because that's all it was, a hypothetical truck. Anyway, in exchange, GM basically received a guarantee stock position in the company for not doing much of anything until the Badger was set to be produced. So essentially, it was a no-lose situation for GM, and one of those deals where, in my opinion, it was just the CEO of a dud company that was basically begging GM to partner up with it to give it some credibility, so his scam lasted a little longer. It was kind of like when Elizabeth Holmes of Theranos partnered with Walgreens, and now she's partnering with the local DA. So obviously most people's prediction ultimately came true when Hindenburg, which is a short-selling firm, released a scathing report on Nikola, essentially exposing the fraud and that both Trevor Milton and the company as a whole were basically lying to investors. So some of the allegations were that Nikola was telling investors that they had a fully functioning prototypes that actually drove. They actually didn't. They were just pushing it down a hill. Anyway, the SEC opened up an investigation into the company. So after the report, something totally predictable happened. So GM tried to save face. They stood by Nikola, refusing to back out of the deal. So Trevor Milton was fired. They hired a new CEO, which, by the way, to be fair, he was basically with Trevor Milton the entire time, and he probably knew. But investors are a lot smarter than that. And the stock price plummeted and went to shambles. So that brings us to today. So this morning, Nikola announced that GM is officially pulling out of the deal. Or sorry, they announced a scaled back version of the deal. My reaction, finally, stop leading investors on. So according to Dan Ives of Wedbush, the quote agreement now amounts to good supply partnership in fuel cell technology, but GM has no stake in the company. So you know what's a shame to me is that somebody couldn't actually take the name Nikola and actually rival Tesla. But anyway, I mean, imagine what that would have been like. It would have been a Red Sox-Yankees rivalry. It would have been one of those once-in-a-lifetime rivalry situation. Anyway, what's not shocking is that Dan Ives also kept his sell rating on the stock. And so, I see these videos around YouTube where people are actually asking whether they should, is it a buy now? Is Nikola a buy now? I guess a lot of it is clickbait, and I understand that. People are trying to make a living, but I do some of the same thing. But it's like, obviously it's not a buy. It wasn't a buy in September. It's not a buy, where's the product? Where is a competent CEO? Anyway, the point is, I guess that's the way the market works, unfortunately. There's a number of investors who people feel they can try to manipulate, and so they do. And as a result, people get fucked. So it's like Hertz stock, they announce that they go bankrupt, and then months later, people are still trading the stock. It's mind-blowing to me. I actually spoke to a friend. He said, should I buy Hertz? I'm like, why? So I think Nikola is an absolute sell. I think it was a sell a long time ago. I think you have to do your own research, obviously. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope to bring you some good content. Please like, please subscribe. It helps with the algorithm. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.